We'll call the regular city council meeting March 4th, 2025 to order at 6:30. We have a quorum. We do have two council people that had previous engagements that will not be here. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee,
Texas, one state, under God, one, indivisible.
Man, I'm starting to lose my voice, I think.
You've been hanging out with Mike too much.
No, we did hang out the other day. He's at home sick. Next up will be reports from council. Councilman Ed Waters.
Nothing to report at this time.
All right. Councilman Rick Fisher.
Nothing to report from Parks. Oh, hey, Mary. Just want to give a shout out to everybody, all the volunteers, everything that came out and helped with the Cajun Cook-Off this past weekend. Awesome day for it. It was a great turnout. Everyone had a great time, and it looks like they raised a lot of money for the Civic Club.
All right. Jeff Terrell.
No report this week, Mayor.
Okay, that gets to me because the other two aren't here. So Peyton's not here, but I want to give a shout out to Peyton Fenwick, Amanda's daughter. They went to Dallas and won the national championship in her event, so that's pretty exciting for them. Followed behind Rick, the Civic Club did a heck of a good job on the Cajun Cook-Off. I was there most of the day. That place was packed from the beginning to the end. I think they did raise a lot of money. A lot of people had fun. The parking lots were full everywhere. I know the Civic Club had rented the parking lot over at Skipper's, and it had tons of cars in it too. So hopefully that was a good money-making event for them. Update on the boat ramp. Talked to our contact over there today. It's progressively getting worse. I mean, worse to the point where, you know, I almost want to see what we can do about shutting it down. Jorge brought me a picture the other day, and more of the concrete's falling off. A few other people got their boats stuck in there. I know it's not convenient. It's been going along for a long time, but there's also a safety factor of people tearing up their equipment. We don't own that boat ramp, so we have had people come to the city and call up there, and you're going to pay for my trailer, and we have signs there that say use at your own risk. Please put the message out. Pay attention to the red mark on the dock. It's very important. If you go past that red mark with your tires, you may not get your trailer out in one piece. That lady told me today that we are about a week away from getting our application for the construction part of that phase of the job. Once we get that, and trust me, I'll be on her next week for sure. Once we get that, she seems to think it's going to go pretty quick. There is one thing that she told me today that didn't make me very happy. She said, money permitting. So if they have the money, that's going to throw a huge kink in this whole thing if they tell me they don't have the money. She says as of right now they do have the money, so let's hope they get moving pretty quickly on that. But we're supposed to be a week away from getting that permit filled out. Clubhouse door was wide open when we came up here on Saturday morning to start getting things for the gumbo cook-off. That door right there was standing wide open. Nobody rented it. The people that rented it Friday night closed all the doors. I don't know what happened. I don't know how someone got in here. But that door was standing wide open. Could have been open all night for all I know. I couldn't see it on the camera. The other thing is I want to mention the kitchen. People are renting this building, the clubhouse, and they're not paying for that kitchen, and we always leave the kitchen door open so people can get ice and things of that nature. But there's things coming up missing, and they're abusing the use of the kitchen. So we're going to start keeping that kitchen door locked. They don't need to be in there. We will have to do something. If somebody needs to get in there, they're going to have to call the city to get in there if they need something. But we need to keep it locked. They're in there, just knives are missing, plates are missing, things that Georgette with the Civic Club has purchased are gone. So if anybody comes in and wants to know why that's locked, that's the reason for that. That's really all I have. I'm going to move over to Mike, since Mike's not here. Well, let's go to Chief David Donaldson. Never mind, I'm getting out of order.
Mayor, Council, about a month ago, after our last council meeting, I called a meeting with the business owners, the nighttime business owners and managers of the establishments. We had a productive meeting. We have another one scheduled for tomorrow to try to fix some things. But I'm going to be upfront with you. It's not a police problem. They're all over serving. It's not. They're not addressing the problem because the managers or the owners, they go home at 9, 10 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock, people are out here unattended. The bartenders are making money, but I left here thinking it was going to be productive, but I've been working the last couple weekends, and it really disappointed where we're at. But we're going to have another one tomorrow to see if we can regain traction and move forward. The stats for February, we're going to start doing monthly stats until otherwise. Traffic contacts, 220. Driving while intoxicated, 4. Narcotic offenses, 1. Accidents, 3. Assault, family violence, 1. 22 arrests. That includes warrant arrests for people that have outstanding warrants. 4 thefts. Resisting arrest, 1. Undesirable, 1. Assist another agency, assisting KEMA or League City, 7. Residential checks, 110. Alarm calls, 2. And business checks, 402. And welfare checks, 3. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, David, you want to just mention what happened on the bridge? I've seen where a lot of people want to know what happened to the guardrail on the bridge. You want to share anything with us about that?
It's pending court. I can tell you that I got several calls because the gentleman that run into the bridge had almost run over some people at the corner. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, fair enough. Thank you for that. Mike's not here. He's at home, not feeling well, so he sent me over his report, so I will read that. To start out, Jorge and Odie attended training with League City Public Works last Monday to learn about how to use crack sealing equipment that the city has purchased, so we can do that in-house instead of paying an ungodly number of dollars for people to come in and do that. He wanted to thank Jody Hooks from League City and Pat Self and all the guys over there, quite honestly, for not only recommending the type of equipment to get, but for offering that training to our guys for free. So they spent half the day over there training, and they did it as a favor to Mike. So that was pretty nice for them to do that. We have been inconsistent in the past in requiring silt fencing on construction projects. He says he met with the third-party building official last week and that the oversight will be corrected moving forward. Those silt fences will be on every job site moving forward. We as a city have received the check from FEMA as a reimbursement from hurricane barrel damage and cleanup. He wanted to thank Cheryl, who's not here either, for all her efforts. I know they spent a lot of time, the two of them, staying on top of that, getting everything turned in. They had to do it 2 or 3 different times, but we have already been reimbursed for that, so that's nice. The police department began identifying non-working streetlights a few weeks ago. Roads and Drainage Committee members are also assisting in that effort as they survey their particular zones around the island. They report those outages to CenterPoint via their website, and some of those lights have already been repaired, according to Mike. So they have some more to go, but they have been coming out repairing those streetlights. He says we will bring a new version of the employee personnel policy to council for approval at the first meeting in April. And he said he would appreciate any feedback on the document from council at least a week prior, so he can incorporate any changes that council might have in that document. And that's pretty much all of his report. So we will Move on to public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the city council if the topic of discussion is related to an item on the agenda. The comments may be made now or at the time the agenda item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the city council cannot deliberate or take any action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. No yielding of time is permitted. Would anyone like to address the city council? With no one wanting to address the city council, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Item A, the check register, and item B, city council meeting minutes from the last meeting. Do we have any motions on that?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda, items A and B.
Okay, got a motion from Rick. I'll second. Got a second by Jeff. Any discussion? No questions? Okay, all in favor? Okay.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimous. Moving on, new business, discussion of possible action may be taken on the following items. Item 7A, consider approval of new logo design for the city of Clear Lake Shores. Mike was going to talk about this, but he's not here, so I will speak about it. So it's been a couple years now that I've been signing papers and looking at our logo, and if you look at that bottom left logo, that's our current logo. When I look at that logo, I don't see the city of Clear Lake Shores. I'm just going to tell you, I've lived here 27 years, and I don't see the city of Clear Lake Shores. I see a palm tree standing by itself. If you were able to zoom in, you could see a big yellow X in the middle of that thing, like you see on the right-hand side. You see a couple of seagulls on a couple of pilings out in the water, and like I said, you see EDC's logo there. EDC has their own logo. I'm not real sure it has to be part of our logo. People that live here know that we do have a good partnership with our EDC. They fund a lot of things for our city, and they do a very good job for our city. So I've been playing with this for a while. I put it on the back burner because we had an election season coming up. Wasn't real sure if I was going to be the mayor again. Somebody might have ran against me and beat me. So since that time, I've kind of tweaked it a little bit further. You know, we're a golf cart community. We don't have a golf cart in our logo. We celebrate every sunset. We don't have a sunset in our logo. I see more pelicans out here over the last 27 years than I have seagulls. So that's kind of something I came up with that you know, we're a yachting community. So you have a sailboat there. You have the ship's wheel to denote a yachting community. And then I looked through that, and the way I came up with this is I thought, you know, if I'm on the outside looking into Clear Lake Shores, what would I see if I was looking through what I think is a porthole in the ship's wheel? And what I would see is a sunset and a golf cart and a yacht and palm trees and a pelican. So that's how I came up with that logo. So I brought that forward because I could change the logo, but I'm not the guy that's just going to change it because I can. I wanted to bring that to the city council and ask them if they would consider changing that, because I would like to see our logo represent our city a little bit more than it does right now. So that's where we're at. There's our preface. You guys have, well, we do have some sewn patches here because it does look a little different than there on paper. I did have Teresa put out the old one and the new one, but I think what I printed out for you guys is pretty much the same exact thing as what she's got on there. It looks real close. It doesn't look much different at all. So I would like you guys to consider us changing the logo to something like this moving forward. Or give me any feelings that you might have.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize Mike Brown to move forward with the possible negotiations regarding real property discussed in executive session.
All right, got a motion by Ed,
I'll second it.
got a second by Rick. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion
Aye.
passes unanimous. We will close the meeting at